third day of TASS. There we are, now we're live. It sounds like everybody's having some nice, good conversation and enjoying the time here at TASS. As you kind of think about, well, first I'll do my shameless plug, right? 3 times the charm, right? Everything comes in threes, so don't forget today at 10 o'clock, there's the College Literacy and Learning Special Interest Group presentations. Learn more about it and maybe how you can get involved and come for, bring students, encourage students to get involved. It's really important to kind of grow that next generation of educators, and it's a wonderful opportunity, and it gives them wonderful opportunities. So if you'd like to learn more about that, 10 o'clock today. So, but we did want to talk a little bit about TASS in general. Clap if you thought it was wonderful to get together for a little while and just have some relaxation and learn and kind of fill your cup up again, right? It was a little depleted, I think, for a while. And so it's, we talk about the importance of taking care of yourself so you can take care of others. And so I think this is taking care of yourself as an educator, making sure that you're up to date on new research and things that are happening so that you can utilize that, because our students are constantly changing. Everything's changing, and so we need to, be up to date on that. But does anybody have any, special thoughts or, takeaways from the conference, things that they loved about the conference, things that they enjoyed, things that they think are important? Anybody have anything to add? Yes.
This is my first conference, so I wasn't really that familiar, but I kept hearing people say, like, I keep coming back because it's so good, and it really was, really is, like you said, I feel like my cup is filled back up.
Yay, awesome. Yes, thank you. Yes.
The topics seem to be good for no matter what school you're from, small, big, 2-year, 4-year, whatever, so that was really good, and we will send other people back next year.
Yay. How about over here? Anybody have anything that they'd like to think about? Yeah, Brad.
My first conference as well was already come with Boston this year. So
Yay!
I also had 15 more projects upon my return, and she told me no. So
Well, that is kind of something we want to touch base on and kind of think about for a minute. Dave, you want to? I think that was a good segue.
Perfect.
It was a perfect segue into what we were going to have you do for a minute. So, and then feel free to add more later if you want to say what you liked or things that we could change, or make sure that you fill out those surveys and really give that feedback. It's really important. So.
She's stealing my announcements. All right, I promise this is the last time you guys have to hear from me, so that's probably a good thing. So on behalf of the entire TASS Executive Board, Northern Essex Community College, Broward College, thank you all for being here. It's been a fabulous few days, at least in my opinion, in my mind. It's good to, as Kristen said, to reconnect and to kind of re-energize with everyone. And as Kristen said, one last time, please consider filling out the evaluations, both the session evaluations, and you can go back and do those if you missed one, no big deal. And then the conference evaluation as well is at the bottom of the list there in guidebooks. So we'll leave it for a few days before we collect that, but if you would please complete those at the end of the conference. How many of you is this your first time at TASS? Raise of hands. Okay. So we have a tradition at TASS for the newbies to all do an interpretive dance of their favorite type. Just kidding, but right. I would like to do a little activity if we could. Real quick, is Edward here? Is he gone? How many of you were at the mission building session on Monday with Edward? Okay, so I'm gonna gracefully steal a little bit from Edward, so don't give this away. You'll know what I'm gonna do here, but I thought it was a great little activity. So I wanna do this. If in front of you there's some paper, so everyone grab a sheet of paper if you would. And I just want to spend a little time reflecting on the last few days. some of the takeaways, right, that we have from this conference. So take a sheet of paper and rip it into 3 pieces for me. And on those 3 sheets of paper, and it doesn't have to be clean or neat or whatever, I'd like you to write down 3 takeaways or 3 things that you plan to do or implement when you get back to your campus. So your top 3 takeaways from these last few days, and I'll give you some time to think about that. 3 things that you, as you were going through the sessions, you wrote things down, I'm gonna do this when I get home. What were the 3 top ones that you kind of came away with that you wanna do when you get back to your campus? When you have them, just kind of set them out in front of you. And they don't have to be full descriptions, just a couple words or something to remind you of what those are. Does anyone need more time? So hopefully in front of you, you have 3 very promising initiatives that you'll take back to your institution, implement with your students, and make some potential changes. But we all know, like, we're feeling really rejuvenated and alive, and we have all these great ideas, but we know realistically that when we get back to campus, okay, we're probably not gonna have the bandwidth to do all 3 of these things. So I want you to take one of them and I want you to rip it up, okay? Take one of those initiatives and tear it up, because in reality, right, we're probably just not gonna have the ability, the bandwidth, the energy to do all 3 of these things. And that can be a tough thing to do, right? To think about, maybe you're not gonna reach those students, maybe it's a program or something that's not gonna get off the ground, it could be anything. We've talked a lot throughout this conference about the challenges, the barriers, right, that our students face, a lot of times those being financial barriers. Well, our institutions are also facing some financial concerns and enrollment concerns and issues. So unfortunately, your dean has told you, or your VP or your president, whoever it is that you report to, that you just don't have the budget to do one of those things that's left. So now take another one of those and turn it over, fold it in half. You can't, I'm not letting you.
I can't. I know, I'm having a hard time with these. I'm having a hard time doing my mind up.
Oh, well, you're ruining the activity. No, I'm just kidding. You're fine, right? So kind of what you're left with is hopefully that one thing, right? That one thing that maybe is most important to you, or that you feel that you can go back home and implement. And that's what I would say, try to focus when you get back to your campus on that one thing and get that done. And then hopefully that turns into some momentum that will allow you to maybe kind of move on to those other 2 potentially. And obviously I hope that you can do all 3, right? And I know many of you will. But just sometimes it's nice to leave with just that one piece of focus, right? That one thing that you want to work on, that one thing you want to do. And again, I stole this from Edward. If you happen to come in late, we did this as kind of a values thing in his session. I thought it was great, so I thought I'd kind of tweak it a little bit for this. So with that, again, thank you for coming this week. It's been great to see everybody. We hope to see you all back again. To me, there's just something special about this conference, and maybe, I hope I'm not the only one that feels it. In some of the conversations I've had, I think others are feeling that too. I've been to a number of national conferences, as you probably all have, where there's 2,000 people, right? And there's just no intimacy to it. And that's one of the things I think is really special about this conference and why I love this conference so much. So with that, I will close out the opening remarks of TASS 2022. Wish you all the best of luck in your future year. Hopefully we see you all back here next year at this time, and hopefully we have the same beautiful weather. It's been absolutely amazing. Kristen and I and many of you are heading back to probably cold, at least somewhat cold weather. We're heading back to Michigan, so no snow hopefully, but we'll see.
And
So,
I have tape if anybody wants to take back your tape. Because I had a hard time ripping
yes, we'll provide tape. So with that, thank you again. Finish up with a great couple sessions today, and safe travels on your way home. All right, thank you so much.
Let me give you a couple minutes, ready, set, go.
University. At Northern Essex, he has provided leadership for the college's involvement.
Thank you, Leon, for the generous introduction. Who's been to TASS before? Most of the people in the room.
Out the demographic data by pathway.
Broward's always been on the leading edge, sort of cutting edge of innovation in higher education.
Of why your initiative is so good that you need more funding and scaling, right?
Thank you so much, Esmeralda. That was very inspiring.